In this video, I bring to you 6 books by Black authors, 6 books by African American authors. Hey guys, I'm Sankalpata and you're watching Book Geeks India, which is a channel where I make book related videos. If you like books, if you love reading, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, like and share my videos, turn that notification on. And guys, please do comment because you know it that I absolutely love it when you comment. Now, I do have a couple of books that I've read by African authors, but I'm just keeping that separate for another video. In this video, I will only talk to you about Black authors who are African American and whose experiences and writings revolve around being African American. So in this video I bring to you 6 books, 3 of which are fiction and 3 of which are non-fiction, and this is a video which I had been thinking of doing from a really long time, but I just did not shoot it, and then I saw Books on Toast's video which was a similar video, and I was like, no, I have to do it. So here it is, 6 books by Black authors, 6 books by African American authors. Now all the books that I'll be mentioning in this video, I have read them in the recent years, so it's either 2018 or 19 or 20. And now without further ado, let's just get into the video. In the first section, let me talk to you about the books which are fiction. So number 1, and this is like a phenomenal read because I absolutely loved it. It is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. So this book tells us the story of a 16-year-old teenager whose name is Bree. As is obvious from the cover, Bree is an African American whose father was a very famous underground rapper, but he died before he could get famous. And how he died? Because of mob violence. Now Bree wants to be famous just like her father, and it's not just because that blood runs in her veins. No, it's actually because she loves poetry and she loves rapping, and she cannot think of anything, better to do with her life. So that's how Bree decides to be a rapper. Now when it comes to Bree's family, they are poor by normal standards, and that means they're always lacking in something or the other. Now the situation turns drastically when Bree's mom loses her job in the church, and after that it's just chaos because they're unable to pay their bills, they're unable to fulfill their obligations, and there's even a possibility that there will be no food on the table and they might even go homeless. So it is in that situation that Bree decides that, being a rapper is not something she has to aspire to. Being a rapper is something that she has to do right now because there's no choice. She has to make it work for her family. She has to start earning because otherwise they will just not survive. And this is the premise of the book. This is a book that talks about rapping and poetry as a medium of expression, as an art. It is also a coming of age novel that is a message in itself, and it is also a book that showcases the ugly realities of poor working class black neighborhoods in America, black families in America. And if you're somebody who loves rappers and rapping, then this is one book that you should definitely read. Book number 2 is this one, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Now this is Angie Thomas's first novel. This was her debut novel, and after that she wrote the other one, which is this one, On the Come Up. So this book was my starting point into the world of African Americans, and ever since then I've always tried to find more voices, more people, more stories that I can read about their experience. This book is also a coming of age novel which talks to us about the story of Star Carter, a 16-year-old girl, teenager, who lives in 2 different worlds. One is where she lives. She lives in this poor black neighborhood which always has something or the other going on, mob violences, clashes, gang wars happening. The neighborhood where she lives, survival is everything. Day-to-day survival is everything. But where she goes to school, it's an entirely different situation. So she goes to school in this fancy suburban neighborhood which is predominantly white, and this is worlds apart from where she lives. But Star is a girl who's very good at pretending. She likes to keep her 2 worlds apart. She never mixes them. When she's at school, she behaves like every other person in the school, and when she's at home, she's just her usual self. But her whole world changes when one day she witnesses the brutal police killing of her childhood friend Khalil, and she's the only witness to this crime. Her friend is killed immediately for no fault of his, and Star was the only witness. She doesn't want to come out, she doesn't want to talk to the police, she doesn't want to give any testimony. But when she sees the narrative being changed, she notices that how an innocent innocent teenager was soon turned into or labeled into something that he was absolutely not. He was labeled as a drug dealer, as a gang member, as a thug, which is where this book's name comes from. Star is obviously upset at all these things which are happening around her, but she still hasn't made her mind. And there are civil protests erupting all over America, but Star is still not sure. She knows one thing: whatever she does, whatever direction she takes, everything will have a consequence on her and her family. And it is in this situation that Star finds herself. This is again a coming of age novel about a very relevant subject, about somebody's pain and also somebody's fight for justice. So this is again a very powerful novel. And if you're looking for an African American voice, I think Angie Thomas is one person you should definitely read. Book number three is You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. Now, this is a book that just came out recently, and I saw Haley talking about this book in her video about anticipated reads of 2020, or I think it was the big haul video. I'm not very sure, but yeah, I did see Haley in Bookland talking about this book, and I thought, wow, I have to read this. So I saw it on Storytel, and I thought, wow, I have to download it right away. So this is a recent novel. I think it came out only in 2020, but again, I'm not very sure. So this is a book about this girl called Liz Lighty. Now, Liz Lighty thinks of herself as something not at par with everybody around her. So she goes to school in this very small but rich Midwestern town, which is called Campbell, and it's in the state of Indiana in America. Now, Liz thinks that she's too poor, too black, too queer, and also too awkward to ever make it to the popular kids list of her high school. And she also knows that her town, which is very snobbish and rich, is not actually known for its inclusiveness. So that is why Liz wants to get out of it. And she has a plan. She wants to go to this university called Pennington, and she wants to be a doctor. And because she's poor, she's actually relying on this scholarship that she thinks she will get. But when that doesn't happen, that scholarship doesn't materialize. Liz suddenly finds that her ticket out of a small town of Campbell is just gone. It's just vanished. So what she does, she figures out that there is actually a way to win this scholarship, but it's a different kind of scholarship. So this scholarship is actually awarded to the prom king and queen, which is something that Liz absolutely cannot imagine her doing. But because she needs it, she has to do it. And that's how Liz finds her way into the prom queen contest. And she finds herself doing everything that she has always hated: the general high school drama, the school gossip apps, and the constant social media attention. She hates all of these, but now because she is in the race, she has to go through it. Now things are kind of tough and unbearable for Liz. But then she meets this beautiful new girl called Mac, and she is immediately drawn to her. But Mac is also competing for the prom queen, and now it is upon Liz to figure out her priorities. Will her attention towards Mac take her away from her goal? So this is a book which is very light and fluffy, and at the same time it's very entertaining as well. If you are a beginner who's looking for an African American point of view novel, then I think this is a book to go to. You can actually take up Angie Thomas's novels later. But yeah, as a beginner, this is a good book to go to because it's diverse. It has an African American as the protagonist, and it also has a queer person, a female on female romance. All these things together makes this book quite a different read. So yeah, if you're interested in anything like that, please go and read this book. Now, guys, these are the three fictions that I recommended. The next three will be non-fiction. So, book number four is We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie is a Nigerian American author, and she writes mostly fiction, but this is actually a book that is adopted from her TED Talk. So, Chimamanda talks about a unique definition of feminism, a definition which is fit for the 21st century woman. She talks about the blatant discrimination that happens against females in all spheres of life, and also the subtle ones that happen which you don't even realize are happening. So it's so ingrained in our mind that we often do not realize that this is something which is discriminating against females. So this is what she talks about. So she talks about these things, and she also draws a lot from her own personal experiences, especially growing up in Africa and talking about the kind of discrimination that exists there. She also tells us a very important thing, which is why gender discrimination, why this gender divide is harmful to not just women but also men. And at the end, she answers this very, very basic question, fundamental question: why we should all be feminists. Book number 5 is also a non-fiction. It's a memoir. So this book is called The Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl, and it's written by Issa Rae. Now Issa Rae is an African-American actor, author, content writer, producer. And Issa Rae shot to fame after her famous YouTube comic series called Awkward Black Girl. Issa Rae is also known for creating, co-writing and acting in the famous HBO television series called Insecure 2. And she has also received 2 Golden Globes nominations for that role. In this book, she talks about the subtle and sometimes not so subtle discrimination that exists in the entertainment industry in America, especially when it comes to people of color and African Americans or blacks or brown people. In addition to that, she also talks a lot about other things, but let's talk about this first. In Issa's own words, I will tell you something. As Ralph Ellison once posited, we are invisible to them. We are simply not on their radar. As long as the people who are in charge aren't us, things will never change. Another one of her quotes says, the hair hierarchy rates worth by length and texture of hair. The longer, the silkier, the more European your hair, the higher your worth. The shorter, kinkier, the more African your hair, kill yourself. Another one of her quotes says, girls, new girls, two pro girls. What do they all have in common? The universal gender classification, girl is white. In all 3 of these successful series, a default girl or 2 is implied and she is white. That is the norm and that is what is acceptable. Anything else is niche. Coming to the lighter things, she also talks about how it is assumed of a black person that they will obviously know all the cool dance moves and they will just be cool. And Issa shows her by her own experiences, by narrating her own incidents and anecdotes, that how she is actually an awkward black girl. Like she's not at all cool and she's actually an introvert, which is something that people never expect of black people. So she talks about all these things. She talks about her online dating misadventures, especially back in the times of early internet days. And she also talks about her issues with weight gain, something that is very, very relatable to a woman like me. Now, Issa's writing is honest, it's candid, and she has a self deprecating kind of humor that I absolutely loved. Now, I know that this is not the best book out there by a black author, but still, I loved reading it and I actually enjoyed it because I love reading about different people and their experiences, and I think it was a good read for me. Finally, guys, the last book that I would recommend to you, which is also a memoir, a biography, an autobiography, I would say, is this one, Becoming by Michelle Obama. You have seen me recommending this book in a lot of videos, and that's because I absolutely loved everything about this book. It's a thick read, it'll take you a lot of time to read it, but yes, it is definitely one book that I should be putting in this video because it is such an influential read. Not just because of who Michelle is, but because her experiences are just so relatable in so many aspects. So in this book, Michelle Obama talks to us about being the first lady of the United States of America and being the first African American woman to do so, to be in that position. She talks about creating the most inclusive White House in history and how she held issues that concerned women and girls very close to her heart, and she helped advocating these issues to the general public and to masses. She also talks about raising 2 very, very down to earth and humble daughters amidst the chaotic, intense, and constant media glare that surrounded the Obamas. She talks about the experiences that shaped her. She talks about her childhood in the south side of Chicago. She talks about her early career, how she met Barack and how she fell in love with him, and how as an executive she found difficult, balancing work and motherhood. And later on, her experiences of living at the world's most famous address. And her writing is honest, it's candid, and it is something that speaks to every single person. Like there's something ordinary about her and yet something very, very powerful and very, very unattainable. You can feel those intense emotions, you can feel that palpable energy when you are reading her work. She talks about her achievements, but she also talks about her failures. She talks about her happiness and also her disappointments. So she tells it as it is, tells her story in her own powerful words, and that is something that makes this book very, very unique. So yeah, Becoming is another book that I would definitely recommend to each one of you. And that's it from me in this video, guys. These were the 6 books that I would recommend to you by black authors. 3 of them fiction, 3 of them non-fiction, and I do have a list of books that I want to read by black authors. Like I have this TBR book that I maintain, and I have written down a list of books that I really want to read. But I just wanted to ask you if you would want me to make a video of the books that I want to read and not that I have read. And if that is so, then I do have some wonderful books that I think will be great for me and also for you, because I've read, like, I do research a lot before making a TBR and marking a book as, wanting to read. So yeah, these are amazing books that I myself look forward to. I have some of them in my library, I can see them, but yeah, I have to get to them soon. Tell me in the comments below, do you want me to make a video on books by Black authors, books by African American authors that I want to read, that I'm very, very excited to read? If that is so, then I will definitely make a video, but you have to let me know in the comments. And until the next video, which will be pretty soon, bye.